Chainsaw Man volumes 6 to 11. I had to wait a long time to get these ones from the library, but I used two different libraries to get them all, because the books do leave off on cliffhangers, which is annoying, but it also helps for the the pacing to get people to buy more volumes or whatever. So volume 6 picks up where volume 5 left off. This one basically gives us a resolution for the Denji's new love interest. Then we quickly move on to volumes 7 and 8, which are chained together. It's a really action-packed volumes. The story's starting to pick up a lot more world building. We go overseas a little bit. We got 7 and 8 here. So basically, a host of deadly assassins from different countries want the chainsaw heart. So they introduce some crazy, interesting villains. It's one of those introductions where you don't give them too much backstory, but it's cool enough, where it's basically it's the equivalent of like watching The Bourne Identity for the first time, where all these different assassins, there's that guy that attacks Jason Bourne in the apartment, then there's the professor, and we know he's like a music teacher or something, but then we don't know much more than that. And then there are other cool assassins in the Bourne franchise, so there's also lots of cool assassins in America, Germany, China, and they all show up in Japan trying to take down Denji. So it ends up being a really action-packed storyline. And then we quickly move on to volume 9, and I've already kind of forgotten what's going on. Oh yeah, volume 9 is the beginning of the climax. So volume 11 is the ending of the the first arc. It's called the public safety arc, and then from then on it becomes the academy arc. So he's going to school. So the first thing is, don't read the little blurbs on the back of the manga. They give away everything. I'm glad I didn't read those, because especially the last couple volumes, it just gives away the ending. I mean, not gives away the ending, but it lets you know of stuff that's going to happen that you would not know going in blind. So so volume 9 is the beginning of the climax going in, and then we got volumes 10 and 11 giving us the big storylines. Something to say that the pacing's a little off at the end there. A lot of action. Feels a little rushed a little bit, honestly. But volume 10 has this amazing comedic sequence that made me laugh so hard. Literally, I don't usually emote too much when I'm reading, but that scene in volume 10 was just insanely hilarious and great. Really great mix of dark humor. The writer's getting more confidence as he's going on, because this half of the arc is getting a lot more action-packed, but also more character development for some of the smaller people too. You get a little bit more for Denji, a little bit for Makima, a little bit for Aki, a little bit for Kobeni. And they start, fleshing these characters out as they put them in danger and having new threats of the week or whatever. And then we're bringing in some really great splashes. There's, splash pages. The artwork can get really epic because you really have to just sort of, you just sort of have to imagine some of the action, right? Because there's an anime obviously that came out, so I'm going to check that out for sure. When you're reading the manga, you sort of have to use your imagination a little bit, and there's some pretty epic tone building, really, really excellent fight scenes and stuff. A lot of big splashy art pages. I don't know what they're called, but basically there's a lot of them at the end there. So the series just wind down to a pretty epic conclusion, a little rushed, but I still rather enjoyed it. Definitely will continue reading Chainsaw Man. Definitely one of the bright new shining stars. A lot of people talking about it, so there's a reason why. I definitely enjoyed it. So those are my thoughts on Chainsaw Man volume 6 to 11.